Marjorie, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Good morning, I'm delighted to be here.
We're in this beautiful Truro library. I've never been here, but this is a lovely space, so thank you for suggesting it for the backdrop. So you're a woman with many talents. So tell me a bit about your history as an author.
Right, I came to books a little later than some people might, I suppose, sort of mid-career, because I had been a journalist prior to that, and I still am. And I wasn't sure if books were for me. And I think sometimes that happens to people as they just enjoy one type of writing and they don't sort of branch out. Mm-hmm. And so I branched out with my first book, Coastal Lives, which is a nonfiction memoir. And it's right there. I branched out with that in 2014, and I thought, that was fun. I'm going to do that again.
Yeah.
So Year of the Horse came along in 2016, and then some years later, actually just this May, In Search of Puffins.
Okay. I'm curious about the names. I like that they're all different. Can you explain a little bit of the background behind the names?
Well, that's a really awesome question, thank you, because writers spend a lot of time, as you know.
Oh, I know.
As you know, preaching to the choir, choosing their names for their books.
Right.
So Coastal Lives was the shortest, most succinct way I could say that I had had lives on the West Coast and I had a new life on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. And I was writing about both those realities. Year of the Horse was written after I had had a very bad horseback riding accident. I've ridden all my life, ridden horses. Came back to it in my 50s and had a very bad accident and wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to ride again. I wasn't actually sure if I could walk again. So it was a pretty intense period of my life. And I thought, well, as I'm healing, as I'm trying on the idea of going back to horses and, you know, trying to get back into that world, I think I'll start writing about it. So I did. So it was an adventure about getting back to riding and getting back to a fully physical life, because I really was quite banged up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that was great fun, especially since I didn't know what was going to happen. I was writing the book as I was living the story. So that was an interesting experience. In Search of Puffins is my latest title, and it is written in honor of my late husband, Silver Donald Cameron, and it's also to honor people who have great loss in their lives and have to recreate themselves. Okay. I hadn't had that experience before of being widowed, and somehow you remember, you know, the people you've spoken to over the years, and you almost wish you could take it all back, whatever it is what you said, because you didn't understand what they were going through. You really didn't. Yeah. And it seems like we have to learn that lesson in life over and over. Mm-hmm. Don't say much beyond, I'm sorry for your loss. Right. Just stay there and you're safe. I wasn't sure if I could write the book. A lot of people had asked me if I was going to write a book about Dawn. And of course, Dawn is in both the other books too, because that's starting my maritime life with Dawn. That's the middle of my maritime life with Dawn, and this is my life after Dawn is gone. Right. So I'm very glad that I had, I guess, the courage to do it and determination. But it really makes it easier when you start thinking about other people and what they're going through, because now you understand that. So once I had sort of not an audience, but you know, you knew who you were writing for. Yeah. That made it much easier.
So, do you have a process while you're writing? Is there anything that you do? Play music?
Highly guarded secret. Oh. No, I'm teasing. But everybody's different. Mm-hmm. I have to have utter quiet. If there's so much as a tap dripping, I can't manage. It has to be utterly quiet. Usually I have to have a dog in the room. My Sheltie girl in the room, she keeps me good company and inspires me and tells me when we need to go for a walk when our brains aren't working anymore. Yeah. It's an everyday thing, you know. I mean, I have been writing a very, very long time, so I simply get up, have my tea, and go to my desk, and I've done that for decades. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and certainly making a living as a journalist, when people would say, well, you know, how do you motivate yourself? And I go, paying bills is a high motivator. I really find that gets me going in the morning. Yeah. But truly, you know, when people talk about writer's block, most professional writers kind of roll their eyes, because it's simply something you do, and you do quickly, and you do hopefully in the final draft well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's kind of it for process. It's just, it's a daily thing. And, you know, yes, I work 7 days a week. I mean, not like heavy duty 7
Right.
days a week, but it's simply a pattern.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's a joy.
Yeah. Yeah. Writing doesn't feel like work for me.
Oh, it does sometimes.
I'm not there yet. Hopefully I'll get there.
The book I wrote on some beach somewhere, which was so much research, and I was living in mortal terror of making a mistake because horse people don't forgive you. They do not forgive you. If you said one hundredth of a second wrong in a horse's time, they just go, really? And you go, I'm so sorry. So, I mean, that too was a joy to write, but it was a deep joy to finish it.
Yeah. Like, woo, she's done.
I'm still alive, so it must have worked out.
Yeah. And so you're having an event.
I am.
So tell us about that.
I'm having 3 events,
Oh
but
my
I'm
God.
having the first event, well, because I have so many lovely people in my life, I think that's why. I mean, I've been affiliated with Cape Breton for a long time, I was affiliated with Halifax for a long time, and now I live in Truro, so I wasn't going to do one and not the others, so that was the plan. Anyway, we'll see how she goes. For Truro, it is going to be the May 24th weekend. That's Saturday, May 24th, which no is not the long weekend.
Okay.
That's the previous weekend.
Okay.
Because I was warned, you know, everybody will be at the cottage. So
Yes.
hopefully May 24th there will be people in Truro, and it's at the Truro Fire Hall.
Okay. Awesome. What time?
And from 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Love to see you. I will be doing a reading, and books, of course, will be available. All 3 books, well, all 5 books will be available, but certainly the 3 in the series, because this is now a complete series.
Yeah.
There won't, you know,
Yeah.
there may be another nonfiction work, but so that was very satisfying to do the Magic 3.
Yeah. Okay. And where can we keep up with you? You have a website? Social?
My website, which is not as updated as it should be, if you're out there listening and you know how to do websites and you can take pity on a poor writer that's not very good at that, call me. On my website, I don't know, I'm out and about, and I'll be certainly promoting this fully for all the month of May.
Okay.
So like I said, up to Cape Breton, down to Halifax on the 31st of the month for the launch there. And yeah, just look for me and the dog in the car driving along. Have books, we'll sell.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Marjorie, thank you so much. It was lovely chatting with you. I love meeting other authors and can't wait to read your book.
Best of luck with all your work, and thank you so very much.
Stay with us here on Eastlink Magazine. We'll be right back.